This video is presented by EA Game Changers. In a nutshell, EA invited me to their headquarters, took care of my travel and lodging, and let me play an earlier build of Anthem. Please note that the gameplay and impressions here may not be representative of the gameplay you'll see in the final game. You can always see more details in the description. Welcome! Ashe here, and it's currently the night before the Anthem open demo. I often frequent other Anthem discords and threads about the game, and after the VIP demo, I noticed a lot of talk about things players wanted in Anthem that, in reality, were actually in Anthem, or at least better in the real game. So this time, we'll go over the differences between the demo offered this weekend and the final game. We'll focus mainly on the fort, but I'll also show you a new stronghold you haven't seen yet called Temple of Skaar. Let's get to it. Fort Tarsis. Feedback I've seen from many folks is the seemingly barren state of Fort Tarsis. That even with the prompts that tell you
this content is locked in the demo,
there seems to be a lot missing from the fort. Well, if you thought this as well, you're right, because the game is missing a lot of NPCs. Some of the NPCs you couldn't interact with were responsible in giving you quests between missions. The three agents, Sentinel Bryn, Freelancer Yarrow, and Arcanist Maddie Errol Sumner, normally have contracts available on a board nearby. Lucky Jack, who was also introduced during the demo, normally has daily, weekly, and monthly trials available through the hourglasses to the right. In the demo, they're referred to as Alliance status. As far as the people you can talk to, there's a bunch missing in the demo. Physically missing. To be fair, some of them don't appear until you finish a few of the main missions. But as I looked around the VIP demo last week, I kept pointing out different characters around the fort who should have been here, should be standing there. For the sake of time, I won't detail every single NPC, but if you want to check the VODs on Twitch, I gave a few tours around Fort Tarsis that lightly spoiled some of the riffraff available. Other than walking up and talking to them, you also get to know different characters through the messages they send to your mailbox, and a codex that provides a profile of each one that adds information as time goes by. Technically, it's called a library. The mailbox isn't available in the demo, and the library is severely stripped as well, but be sure to keep checking your map. Compared to previous BioWare games, an awesome addition is that the game tells you when the conversations are available through a yellow icon over their position on the map. Moving on, let's talk about Fort Tarsis. Something you won't notice is that the fort undergoes numerous changes over the course of the game, directly caused by you, the freelancer. At the beginning, the fort is pretty desolate. Statues are covered up, few people on the streets, a quarantine in the main area, and a mess in the freelancer enclave. Over time, your progress through the critical path and free play will passively contribute to the fort's prosperity. One example is the fountain in the middle. Over time, that fountain can turn from a dirty, mossed-up water pit to a sparkly pond filled with koi fish. The idea is very similar to upgrades to Stronghold in Dragon Age Inquisition, though in Anthem you don't have the option to choose specifically what gets upgraded. It just happens as you finish certain challenges. And on the side, something I should mention is that in the real game, you should be able to sprint faster in the fort. I've played a version with it before, and while it's not as if you're Olympic running across the fort, it's much more bearable than the leisurely stroll you're subjected to in the demo. And the last thing in the fort we need to talk about, the launch bay. Announced shortly before the VIP demo released, the launch bay is a social hub BioWare added at the request of the community. Presently, there will be up to 16 players in one instance, and you'll have access to the forge, vanity store, vault, and an expedition quick launch door. You can only jump once and sprint while you're inside. The big door in the back will also take you back to Fort Tarsis if you like, bringing you right where Zoe and the forge are. Moving on to Bastion. In free play, the demo restricts a lot of Bastion's open world. While understandable, some of the big things you're missing are the Shaper relics. There's a massive and active Shaper tool in the area that if you try and go to the top and touch it, it will emit a continuous electricity debuff that will gradually kill you. These relics have a bunch of library entries nearby, so they're worth checking out in the real game. In addition to Shaper relics, there are Dragon Age magic-looking glyphs you'll encounter through the world. I only saw one available in the demo, but there are many more in the world and in the caves, and touching one will build your Arcanist loyalty points. There's a quest given by Matthias called See in the Dark, which will explain this better in the real game. As you're going around the world, you may notice some objectives which require you to pick up these white little shinies called echoes. In the demo, let's be honest, they are the bane of your existence. Since the normal tutorial about how these work is only available in the main game, a lot of folks don't realize it's one of those pick up and drop off items. Whether intentionally or accidental, not everyone puts their echo into the Shaper basket and it slows down the entire mission. Thankfully, the devs are already aware of this, they're already aware of the situation, and the main game should not have this problem. However, the demo still has this. So please, be kind and drop the echo at the objective. Your fellow freelancers will thank you. Lastly, let's talk about Strongholds. Okay, surprisingly I had some folks think Tyrant Mine, the one with the big spider, would be the only stronghold. And yes, technically in the demo, but it's not the only one. And so I present the Temple of Skaar, another stronghold that involves a quest with Faye and a very, very lovely Corvus agent named Sev. Please note that my gameplay of the Stronghold is definitely 100% not representative of the experience you're going to see in the real game. Although I'm playing on normal, you may notice there's quite a few people missing on this adventure. That definitely is not possible in the real game, and only by circumstance was I able to do it this way. So just a heads up. Anyway, Temple of Skaar. It's a tight-knit system of caves that apparently smells horrible and have a ton of scars and turrets, with a big baddie called Skelos at the end. I personally found that final fight, way better and way more fulfilling than Tyrant Mines, but then again I hate spiders, and BioWare loves putting them in their games. Yeah. Anyway, I'll let this play out as I wrap up. As far as how it feels overall, the build I played felt so significantly better than the VIP demo, to the point that I'd say it's a huge disservice, both to BioWare and everyone playing, to call that demo a demo. It's a good game when it's not plagued by server issues, but on top of that, I feel the demo strips Fort Tarsis so heavily of its busy marketplace feel. Of course, I understand, it's a demo, and you need to keep enough surprise for the players, sure. However, I find it difficult to even show what makes Fort Tarsis so good when the demo is missing a lot of the allure that makes it shine. The radio heard in the background, the diversity among all of the available NPCs, and the more elaborate cutscenes in the fort. Regardless, with the game coming out in a few weeks, I hope and pray that the demo and my own takes are able to give you some insight into what the game really offers, and if it's worth your time. Or if not, don't worry, because this is definitely not my last Anthem video. Not by a long shot. But for now, I have to end it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the vid, or let me know in the comments section otherwise. I'll be streaming some Anthem over the weekend, so if you'd like to join me, I'll be picking up some folks through the Outpost Discord linked below. In the meantime, take care, have a great weekend, and Fanharal Anan Sal.
The contract is signed, and Skios is no more.
Spiky plastic over it deserves. We should inform the Arcanist about the tank, and that the construct was spawning scars.
Yeah, I'll put him on report. But first, how about a round of celebratory drinks?
As long as Corvus is paying.